Welcome to Love You Bro podcast. I'm your host, Jude Davella, and as I do it up every week, I do it with my brother.
What it do?
What's up, James? What's up, brother?
Not much, man. Not much. A lot going on.
God, man, a lot of stuff shaking in this world, the sports world, man. I mean, to think about, a year ago we started talking about, hey, let's do this podcast. We kind of jump into it. We're 37, 38 episodes into it. Our guests keep getting bigger. Our base, people following us on Instagram. And when you get a chance, guys, continue to help us grow our numbers and stuff as we go. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on X, Facebook. Follow us on all those, and to go to our YouTube channel, please subscribe. We have so many reels that are out there. Our social media team's done such a great job. Our intern does a great job, our production team, but the reels are throwing out, guys. We're getting some reels. We threw a reel from the Sharon Collins story last week, over 225,000 clicks since Friday, and there's just plenty of reels that are out there. So we're working hard here. Production team's working hard. We got some great guests. So please go, not just check out the reels. Please go on the YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and follow us. And on YouTube, subscribe. So helps us grow our numbers. And like I said, we're having a blast doing this, man. And we got some. Let's talk a little bit about, man, just about the last shows, bro. You've kind of been killing it, bringing the guest on, man.
Yeah.
You start off with Hootie Girl from UConn, national championship team, man. Then you follow up and we bring on Steven St. John from 810, who's always a huge guy here in town, 20 years in the biz, and then followed up last week, man, with legendary Sharon Collins.
It was awesome, and it was funny when we were talking about it because once again I Sharon's family through B-Star, who we're excited about. We'll get to that in a bit, but. He, the main thing that he kept saying, and his lovely wife, like, he doesn't do podcasts.
Right.
He doesn't do podcasts. And I think he felt so comfortable and immediately kind of felt comfortable and opened up. And some of the things that he shared, his recruiting from the orange Hummer pulling up to, all of that stuff that kind of swayed his, decision where he's, it's just the coolest stuff that we have the opportunity to. It was obviously new to us, new to me, but it's so cool. And then, he talks about, because, that McDonald's game was awesome and huge. Was awesome. But he's, the whole breakdown of KD, and then Quinn, shout out to Quinn Cosgrove, who gets that clip, and he is like, it was amazing. That clip was amazing. It was tough.
The reel with remember, because Sharon kept saying he's only dunked twice left-handed before ever in his life, and he goes, one of them was at the McDonald's game, and Quinn found the reel in the clip where KD's following Sharon, and Sharon,
he's yelling to him the whole time, like, throw it up, throw it up, and Sharon's like, I got to get mine.
Yeah.
But he was so good, man. And I've texted with him several times since then. He was, he was stoked to be on. And just like, he was excited, but that was awesome, man. That was awesome.
And when we got towards the end of that show too, cool thing was, he was like, man, you guys got to come and do an Oak Park game, man. I'll set you up with some drip and stuff. So we got to go. We talked about going out, and you guys, we're going to do episodes in some different venues. We're going to go to Sporting. We're going to go to KC Current. We're going to go to Monarchs Park. Those things will be done this summer. But I know, even Sharon being like, man, do a podcast from a Saturday night game, Oak Park, next season.
So I haven't told you this because we haven't talked to you, been out of town. But so I locked up this weekend and some moving parts. But for us to do our podcast, Saturday in Columbia when KU goes to Columbia for football that Saturday.
Wow, you locked that up this weekend?
It's done deal.
Done.
It's a done deal, and it's one of the biggest. I don't put them out there like that, but it's a big time donor out there in Columbia that's stoked. That said absolutely, and he throws a huge tailgate all the time. And he was like,
awesome.
Yeah, he was like,
you guys ready for a road trip to Columbia for KUMU?
Rock chalk.
Yeah, dude, what do you guys think about that, man? Going into Columbia, Jamie locked that down. We'll
it's a done deal. So it's a done deal. So we'll get hotel. We'll figure
out the logistics, man. We'll probably go down Friday night if you guys are good with it. 2 hotels, set everything up, make sure we all the logistics put up for Saturday.
It's such a huge thing, but it'll be the one that we know, or I know that we 100% have locked down. It's such a huge thing. It's such a huge rivalry. KU in Columbia. I'm stoked. When I was done with it, I was like, man, I was so pumped. I was like, this is going to be so cool, and go out there and, you know,
that's awesome. Great work, bro. Great work.
He said he will guarantee some guys to come through, some
That's
MU
super cool,
alum
man.
to
That's
come
super
through
cool.
and say what's up and sit there and like, you know, because he was giving me shit, and I don't want to say his name right now, but he was giving me shit. He's like, he goes, so answer me this. And I was like, yeah. He goes, what MU guys you got on your podcast? And I said, it's not for like trying. I go, I want all. I go, you know me. And he goes, he goes, you know, I go, you know me. He go, I'm not like that. I love all. Come on. I go, I would love nothing more. I go, trust me. I go, I'd love nothing more. So, but it's cool, man. And
So here's something with that though, bro. I mean, you know, I had the opportunity. I worked a season here in Kansas City when Jeremy Macklin came here. Kansas City loved Jeremy Macklin. He was a huge star. He got Mizzou, and then I also worked a little bit with Chase Daniel, who kills it right now in the broadcasting game and podcasts and stuff. I'm gonna try to reach out to Chase, and I'm gonna try to reach out to Jeremy and just see. Another guy that I worked for he was a big Tiger, not as big a career in the NFL, was Martin Rucker. I still talk to T. Ruck.
Oh yeah, he had
So I'd like to reach out to Rucker and just talk to him and say, hey man, what do you think about getting a hold of Chase, getting a hold of Jeremy?
Yeah, and so I'm sure a lot of those guys, just as a lot of KU alum, will be in. I mean, it's big time. I mean, it's a big time, obviously rivalry.
Now,
everyone's super stoked about it. And so we went further and said, you know, reaching out to different people to sponsor and bring food in.
Yeah, for sure.
And so we'll obviously want our production crew, everyone, filming that shit and how that tailgate looks and what that is while bringing on guests. It might be the first time I know that we have it locked down. There might be some hiccups and some this and that, but it'll be really cool, and there'll be so many people. It'll feel awesome. I'm stoked about it. I think it'll be amazing. But
guys, you think for that we can bring like an extra camera person to like take some video of like the tailgate and the actual event, and then take some shoot some shots of us during the podcast and you guys as we're setting all that up. That might be something really cool to do.
Yeah, perfect.
We could do that. We can just get a second camera, and while we record that, we don't need a second guy. We can do it with.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's really.
Yeah. Super
And
cool,
so,
man.
But which leads us to, we have some great guests coming up. But next week will be awesome with Brady Morningstar,
B-Star, man. B-Star,
my guy
Yeah.
will be here cutting it up with us on this guy. And then had a tremendous year with Toronto
Great
Raptors.
year, man.
Toronto's Raptors national champion, Oak Park grad, Ochai Agbaji
will be in studio, man. So you guys, we're working hard, man, to bring people in, man. Jamie's been working hard on his contacts and his list. So, man, Brady, we'll shoot an episode with Brady next week. We're gonna shoot one with Ochai. Man,
it'll be cool.
We're just gonna keep bringing in the guests, man. Keep doing our thing and having fun with it. Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. But that Missouri thing, nice job locking that down.
Oh, dude,
nice
I'm pumped. I'm like, I'm pumped. I'm like, I already started looking at like Airbnbs or how, because it's going to be.
What about? We're probably going to get with our boy Tommy O over at Specialized Printing. We're probably going to bring. I would say the best thing to probably do is get some Love You Bro, some of the Love You Bro hats,
some black and gold,
do some
baby.
black and gold ones, and then do some and do the blue and the
that crimson blue, baby.
Yeah, man, the crimson blue, man. So we'll have some of those hats.
It'll be cool though, man.
We'll have some of those hats to give out that day in Columbia, man.
Yeah,
we'll have some black and gold Love You Bros for sure, man.
For sure.
But that's awesome. We're super stoked to be able to do this, guys, and we have so much fun doing it and so much passion, man. Like I said, just continue to follow us, and we'll just keep rocking out the guests and doing our thing, bro. But let's jump into
some baseball.
Yeah, let's jump into a little bit of baseball, man. It's been warm. It's 82 degrees out, man. Sunny, sunshine all week. I think I'm gonna get a chance to get out tomorrow, and I'm actually gonna get on the links about noon tomorrow. And get a chance to get out and play a little golf.
Nice,
man.
yeah. The weather's
gonna be awesome.
But yeah, Royals right now, man. So they had a not tough. They were competitive. Yeah. They got blown out one night. That Ragans was in it to the fifth, and then he started leaking a little oil, and then we kind of, didn't finish.
Right.
But we were in 2 of the 3 with Boston. We got a big one starting this tonight with Houston. But I mean, right now they won 16 out of 18.
I was gonna say, Theo, is it 17-3 in the last 20? Is that what it is? Because we were like, I know we'd won like 17
16 and 18. So yeah,
is that what it is? 16-2.
16 and 8 of 18. going into the series.
Okay, going to Houston series, and
Going into Boston.
Oh, going to Boston, and then we lost 2 or 3 there, and now we go with Houston now. Let's talk a little bit. I mean, dude, that pitching staff, the pitching staff we have right now.
They have the second best ERA in all of baseball. It's unbelievable. And you have every night they go out. You have Reagans, who has probably the highest ERA, but the most strikeouts. And then you have Waka, he's throwing tonight. Waka. You have Lugo, Lugo's tough. You have Lorenzen.
He's been throwing well. Yeah,
Lorenzen. And then Bubic is quietly, he had a rough outing, couple outings that weren't as, but he backed that up last week and came out and pitched his ass off.
Right.
And then you have a really, really solid bullpen. And they've called up guys. When they lost Harvey, people were like, man, it's going to hurt. And because Harvey's pitching his ass off. And he was the guy that they thought they were going to get from the Nationals. But so he came out like Lynch is having a year.
Yeah.
So then they bring this guy Steven Cruz up, who was up with us a little bit last year.
Yep.
Wasn't spectacular, but he's been lights out. So
Right.
you back that up. It's so Theo and I were talking before the show tonight, and I was like, if there's one thing in baseball you would rather have than not have, I would rather have a dominant pitching staff than dominant hitters, because every ball club goes through slumps in hitting. I don't give the Dodgers. The Dodgers should have only lost 1 or 2 games this year. With that lineup, lineup is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, their 9-hitter could bat 3 in a lot of, if it's Edelman or who they put in there. So they've gone through it. But pitching is obviously it's everything.
Yeah.
And so we put ourselves in a position that come deadline, you can go get a Cedric Mullins, you can go get a bat from someone that's on expiring contract that has power, that can play outfield for one of those pitchers. I read a great article, and they were talking about Boston was in town, and Boston has the #1 farm system in all of baseball. Okay. So they have a abundance of outfielders. They have this kid Abreu that's in the outfield that's a stud. Obviously, they're not going to get him Duran. But Abreu is someone that if you go to them and say, "Hey, we'll give you Lugo," and bring this 24 or 25-year-old kid that has 30 home run power and put him in your outfield. Absolutely. And then you have the ability to bring Cags is coming up some point in time.
Cags has to come up.
Dude, he has been
the more you, and I told you, I had an opportunity to watch him last year at the World Series. I got a chance to watch Florida in their. Theo, imagine this. Imagine watching Cags, knowing what he's doing with the wooden bat, and watching him at Florida last summer during the World Series, watching him during BP with an aluminum bat. I mean, I'm watching these things come off the bat, and I'm like, that dude's going to kill somebody. I mean, dude, he was hitting these balls, and they're pinging around the outfield there at the World Series, and I'm just like, dude, if that guy goes back up the middle with that aluminum bat, he's going to kill somebody. And you always worry about when guys go and they switch and go to wood and all that stuff. Not Cags. That guy's got the pop. He's got the hand speed.
What's funny is when the draft was going down last year, and some of the things I don't particularly care about baseball is that baseball should not be a lottery. If you're the worst team, you should get the highest pick. You should get, because already small market clubs are at such a disadvantage.
Yes.
But anyway, where'd he go last year, Theo? What pick was Cags?
5 or 6?
What pick?
5.
He was 5.
5, yeah.
Okay.
That was 5 or 6.
But
Sorry, my apologies. He was number 6.
6.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I thought it was 5 or 6.
But when it did, there was a lot of people in MLB that are like, how the hell did he slip there?
Right.
Like, how the hell did he slip there?
Did the Condon kid come out of Georgia last year, Theo?
Yep. He went number 3.
He went number who
to Colorado.
Colorado. Yeah, that Condon kid's a big. Well, remember when we brought Xander Seacrest on? He was talking about that. He said he was talking about Condon and Cags. But keep going.
So Cags has been everything as advertised. I mean, it's just a matter of time before he goes up to AAA because he's dominating.
So what,
he has an OPS of almost 1,000.
Right. So with that being said, though, do you trade a pitcher?
Oh, 100%.
Or do you trade a pass squats, man?
No. That's not even a thing. No way. Their thing with, they got to find out. He started off really slow, did Passantino.
Right.
He's batting 320 something, I think, Theo, in the month of May. So he's coming on. So no, that's not even an option. How
about Michael Garcia, guys?
Back to the trade pieces. We have at least 2 of the best young catching prospects in all of baseball.
Right. Yes.
So they're like, absolutely, you're not coming off Blake Mitchell,
right,
or I'm losing my train of thought of who the other kid is.
Who's the other catcher? Theo?
Jensen. Carter Jensen.
Carter Jensen. Yeah, I think that sounds right.
But studs.
That sounds right. Yeah.
I mean,
That sounds
absolute
right.
studs. Blake Mitchell is a catcher that will hit 25 home runs and steal 20 bases from the catching position.
Right.
But you have a plethora of pitching right now. And you have, a plethora.
God, you can never have too much pitching, man. Because somebody goes down.
But that's why
somebody goes
Lugo, it's a big thing right now. This is his last year. He has an option. He's going to get paid.
How old is Lugo?
30 years old, I believe Lugo's 30. But I think that from articles and stuff I've read, things on Twitter, like you can't this if you're the Royals, you kind of got to put not all your chips, but a lot of chips to the table because these guys aren't going to repeat this again next year. Waka's a year older, Lugo's a year, so you can't.
But with that being said, though, you and I had numerous conversations last year when you were like, "Dude, these guys are pitching like lights out. They're pitching crazy." Goes, "You're not." You said last year. You said they're not going to come next year and have. And I know they're
Someone
not
can get injured though.
Yeah, right. Right.
How old Waka is? Yeah. How old Lugo? Somebody can get injured.
How old's Lugo?
Lugo's 35.
Jeez, so I thought Lugo was Lugo's up there. So I mean, could we? I just don't know. I hate trading away. Starting pitching that's just always freaks me out when you trade away a starter. That always freaks me out.
He doesn't fit in.
Lugo's 35. Waka's 33. Both are on expiring contracts.
Yeah. So that's someone you spin. That's someone you spin for a big bat. You're not going to.
They got to go get a corner outfield bat at the deadline. They got to go get a corner outfield bat.
Yeah, and you have the pitching. Like I said, you're not going to give up someone young catcher that has a lot of years of on a contract. Right. But it's all. I mean, it'll be cool to see what happens, and we continue now. Once again, this can derail quick if the pitching doesn't hold up. If someone gets injured, simple fact that we don't have enough sticks. Yeah. That's the bottom line.
What are the standings right now in the AL Central?
Standings right now in
it's
the
best
AL
division
Central are Tigers in first place, the Guardians in second place, Royals down in third, Twins down in fourth.
What's
everybody?
What's the difference top to bottom?
Top to bottom, it reads Tigers are top of MLB
and a half game behind the Dodgers for the best
26 and 15.
record.
Cleveland is 23 and 17, 2.5 back. Kansas City is tied at 2.5 back, but 24 and 18.
Okay.
And then Minnesota, 21 and 20, 5-0, 8-game win streak for Minnesota.
Yeah, and they're still back. Like we were talking about that.
How far is Minnesota back?
5.
So Minnesota's 5 back. We're 2.5 back.
Yep.
Cleveland 2.5 back.
So yes, and we were speaking of this. Minnesota's won 6 in a row, right?
8.
8 in a row. You said 8 in a row.
Okay, 8 in a row. The Royals won 16 of 18. That's how good the division is.
And the Tigers, I looked at one time, they always had the 10 games. And it was like Detroit 9-1, Cleveland 8-2, Kansas City 8-2. I was like,
Tigers are going to win tonight also.
It's hard. So, Detroit's winning right now?
Yeah,
they're
12
blowing
nothing.
Boston out.
Out.
Yeah. So, but it's fun, man. And what's enjoyable to me is like I love, like as everyone does now, the rating show. Like I love that. I mean, if you're a Royals fan and you don't have FanDuel for $20 a month to watch every Royals game, you don't have them on. If you're cooking dinner, before, no one gives a shit. It doesn't matter. They suck. They're losing 100 games. But now it's entertainment every single night. And the games that they play, and the other night, on Friday night, when they went into extras and we won it, walk off.
Dude, the reels from that thing, like, it looked like playoff baseball. Like, the stadium was packed. The Royals are running on the field. Like, I mean, when you see them run on the field, like, I was in Nashville at the time doing some work. So I was there, and Jessica flew in on Friday. So Friday night, we're at a bar and we're drinking, we eat food late, and we're looking and they're showing the Royals. They ran on the field like a college game. You love seeing
Freddie
that.
Fermin, yeah.
Yeah, you love seeing that passion and that, like, usually.
So all weekend, Bostontown, there's 30 plus. So obviously they're on the road.
30 plus all weekend this weekend.
And then next week the Cardinals come in town. I'm going Saturday night, which I'm pumped because I've not been out yet. But I got
so this coming weekend, so 17th.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The Cardinals are in town,
and you got tickets for Saturday.
Yeah. So
what time are you picking me up?
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that, but I might.
I guess I didn't get the invite, Theo. Huh?
I might, but I might. But I got everything taken care of. Like, yeah, I'm stoked, but I'm like, man, I want to go out there and enjoy it Saturday night. I don't have the littles, and I won't have the little Sunday, so I'll be able to go out there and enjoy it. But once again, against the Cardinals, sold out every night.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Man, we talked last year. We had Brian McCray on, legend for the Royals and played with the Cubs. We had Brian on last summer, and remember Brian talking about, he was like, man, let's get through kind of April and May and kind of see what happens. But you saw that momentum gain, and then by midseason, season started gaining, and fans started coming out to the games. It was fun. The playoffs, man. How fun was that? Beating Baltimore, sweeping Baltimore last year in the playoffs, and then getting that series with the Yankees. Like, that's awesome, man. So they're going to be in the thick of things.
So all weekend they're doing the tribute to the '85 World Series.
Oh, that's right. They're bringing the '85 team back, aren't they?
Yes, and they're doing different shit. They have like golf tournaments and all stuff going on for them. But they'll be out there. Fans are getting a replica ring if you get out there at a certain time. But the '85, it'll be so cool, man. And the weather's supposed to be great. Sunday it's supposed to rain. It's like a big chance % of rain if you believe that shit. But it'll be the crowds will be huge. It'll be awesome. It's just a different feel,
right?
And you forget how it is when baseball is big in Kansas City and the vibe and this energy.
Right.
So it'll be awesome. Hopefully they take care of business this week.
Love it.
And win. Maybe take 2 out of 3 from Houston. Maybe.
So where are we at? We're at Houston, and then where do we go from there, Theo?
You're at Houston, and then you have a day off on Thursday. And then on Friday, you guys travel. Or no, you guys are still at home against the Cardinals.
Okay, so we go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Astros off Thursday, then home for
Thursday,
the Cardinals.
Friday, Saturday at home against Cardinals.
How good are the Cardinals playing?
Cardinals are a couple of games over 500. They've also been playing really good baseball. They are tied with the Twins at leading and current win streak. They're also at 8.
Jesus, man.
Cardinals have been playing some good baseball as of late. Top of the order, Lars Nootbaar, Brendan Donovan.
He's a stud. He hits bombs.
Lars has been playing really well. Brendan Donovan's been playing well. They've been getting a lot of production offensively from Mason Wynn, who is kind of like a Bobby Witt, great defensively, super fast. And when he can get that bat working, he's a dangerous player.
They've had some young kids throwing for him that have been pitching their ass off, too.
Lubatar has been playing really well. The lefty.
Stud. Yeah.
The lefty. They still got Miles Michaelis, kind of like a Seth Lugo, 35, been there forever. I guess not the same as Lugo, but just been in the MLB for a very long time. Still getting some innings from Michaelis, and then Sonny Gray's been a
crafty
Cy Young
veteran. It's
candidate
like the walk
for 3 years
of the
now.
rotation for him. I mean,
Twins let him walk.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about Michael Garcia, man, because that guy right there has made such a huge jump. I mean, he was a guy last year, played good defense, but was kind of buried towards the bottom of the lineup. He was an 8-9 guy.
Not hitting a lot.
Just not hitting a lot. But whatever they said, he'd worked a lot on, changing some stuff in his swing and all that. Obviously, we'll see, but right now the proof's in the pudding from April and May of what he's doing. Where's Garcia average-wise right now?
So average-wise, Garcia on the year is batting .306. Over the last 15 games, he's batting .340 with 2 bombs.
Jesus, dude, .340 for Michael Garcia.
A 970 OPS.
Yeah, and that's huge. He's
been playing real well.
He's been, yes, he's been playing phenomenal. It's a welcome addition because you haven't had the guys at the top of order hitting like they should, But it extends your lineup, and the guy I want to give props to is Drew Waters. Waters has come in, and Waters has been very productive and been on base a lot. And he's versatile. He can play all 3 outfield positions. Yeah. But it was a guy that everyone had written off.
Right.
Like when they broke camp, it was like he's going to start in AAA again, and it was the guy that he's going to be a AAA guy. And so the whole Melendez thing, and the people talk about it all the time. When Melendez went down and Canna came back, they were like, that's who's going down.
Yeah.
But they're like, no, you're staying up. He looks so much more confident, and he's a guy that when you see him playing, he looks like a big leaguer.
Right.
And now he's playing like a big leaguer, and it's a guy that from his back of his baseball card, you don't know if it'll continue or if like he's kind of peaked out right now. Yeah. But whatever you can get from him,
of course,
whatever you can get from him now, and then if not, you bring someone else. I mean, but he's been playing really well.
Yeah.
But Michael, absolutely.
To me, it's one of those things in sports. So anytime we've ever had a good season, whether it's Chiefs, Royals, KU, you always have either that 6th or 7th guy that comes off the bench, or you have that extra batter, that guy comes out of the bullpen, or with the Chiefs, you got some receiver that kind of steps up that maybe wasn't supposed to set up or trying to. You got to have those guys. Besides your superstars, you have to have those role players that step up and play big time. Michael's doing that right now. Like you said, it's so much fun right now. If you're in Kansas City and you're not watching Royals games, Man,
Dude, it's so fun.
That's busted. If you're not watching Royals games
it's so
right now.
fun. And to me, like I said, it's just on. You go into any bar, any restaurant, the game is on, and people are enjoying their meals as they're looking up
Right.
and paying attention to what's
Yes,
going on.
yes.
3 years ago, 4 years ago, that wasn't the case. They didn't
Right.
give a shit.
Of course.
Like,
No,
I don't give
man.
a fuck watching them get beat by.
There was nothing to watch, man.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
No,
Our order 1 through 9 sucked. And it was just, obviously Bobby Witt coming and, the juice he brought and Vinny and it's changed a lot of what they've done and the pitching staff they've gone out and to acquire to be pitching the way they are right now. They're going to be in they're going to be in the thick of it. They're going to be a ton of fun to watch.
I can't wait to continue to talk about it and continue to go down. Before we go to break, Coach, because we had KU on next week, Coach wrestled another big dude to come. The Italian star, Dame Star.
Is he coming? Did
He
commit?
committed today.
He committed today?
He committed today.
Man.
And he was a guy a lot like Johnny Furphy, international player,
Yeah.
didn't do a lot, got to the Nike Summit hoop, and balled the fuck out.
And who's the other guy? Are they still in the running for that kid?
Stokes,
from Texas
yeah,
Tech?
absolutely.
No,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The Williams kid from
Yeah,
Texas
absolutely.
Tech.
He's still there.
First team All Big 12 the
But
last 2 years,
but
man.
he is. But the Tyrell Stokes kid, who is because he's not playing AU ball this summer.
Right.
He's
may
going
be classified to come out.
So he was in Kansas. He was at Kansas, and he went and visited Calipari.
He's a Louisville kid, though, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's from
Calipari.
Louisville.
But Calipari, but Dame Star, that's a huge get.
Yeah.
That's a huge get for the Jayhawks and how they've restructured roster. So it'll be exciting to see, and we'll get those guys on next week. Obviously to talk to them about it. But next week, you'll obviously Dame committed today. Dame Star's committed today. He's rock chalk. He's coming. With obviously Daryl Patterson, who's the number one, who could be the number one pick next year in the NBA draft. And so Dame Sarr is going to be a top 10 because he's an Italian kid that played in international with Italy and was doing things. But when he got to, just like Johnny Furphy, Furphy wasn't a big guy. And Furphy, he's on the Pacers. We'll get in a little NBA. Pacers up. They about to close out Cleveland, who everyone thought Cleveland was walking to the finals.
Exactly.
Walking to the finals.
Yeah.
And Indiana came out, Indiana came out. But we'll get to that. But Dame Star, big one for Coach Self. Big one for, that's
huge, man. Congratulations to Coach Self and Lawrence, man. We know we want to see our Jayhawks. They've had kind of a rough go of it the last couple of years, man. So we'll be excited to see what they do there.
Yeah.
We'll get ready to go to break. But before we go to break, man, I know we're going to get into on our back end of this. We're going to go into some of the NBA and the playoff stuff, but we're going to get into some of the Chiefs and the schedule because we'll talk about some of those games. And then here in a couple of days, you guys, the schedule release comes out. So we'll know what that looks like next year.
But you know what though? But before you say it, it's all leaked because you got pissed last year. Like, why the fuck do they even do this for? Because it's all leaked. But you got pissed.
I
was like,
because by the time 7 o'clock rolls around,
no,
none of the games are leaked.
Everyone knows.
Because everybody goes on there and goes.
Today was
our
Peacock
games against the Chiefs.
Today was Peacock. Then it's Amazon Prime. It's everyone leaks their shit.
Right.
Of what it is, so it doesn't even matter.
And then the worst, when you're the Super Bowl champs or defending Super Bowl champs, or okay, we got second last year, whatever. So you got that. Everybody and their brother wants the Chiefs to come there. So when they're playing a home game there, that home team, I don't care if it's Washington, whoever it is, they're like, hey, our game with Kansas City is October, whatever. So Sunday game or Monday game, whatever.
I can't wait to get into this NFL stuff because we got mini camp. And we got schedule.
We got mini camp and stuff. I did a little bit of work today. I did a little bit of work for Drew Tranquil today. And Drew said that they're looking forward to getting on the field with the rookies and stuff and the stuff they've seen. They have not all been on the field together. So mini camp coming up with all those guys will be good. But we'll
take a little break.
Yeah, we'll take a break and then we'll come back. We'll do Chiefs and a little bit of NBA. We'll be back. Guys, we'd like to thank our resident sponsor, Proactive Solutions. They've been with us from day one. They allow us, Love You Bro podcast, to get to do what we do each and every week, and that's bring you a new episode with new guests. So a big shout out to Dean and Natalie Thede at Proactive Solutions. Proactive Solutions has been delivering infrastructure solutions and IT design and consultation services to clients ranging from startups to Fortune 100 companies for more than 27 years. They are proud to be a Kansas City locally owned and a top woman-owned business, offering custom solutions and personalized support. So thank you to Proactive Solutions, Dean and Natalie. If you guys are interested and your company needs some IT solutions, reach out to Proactive Solutions at www.proactivesolutions.com. We have two great resident sponsors that really help us here at Love You Bro Podcast and allow us to do what we get to do week in and week out. Lula's Southern Cookhouse, Bradley and Brittany Gilmore, owners of Lula's. It's at 1617 Main Street. If you have not been down here, please come down on a Sunday and have brunch. Great wait staff, great bartenders. The ownership team with Bradley and Brittany Gilmore are just fantastic people, and they allow us to do what we get to do in this amazing event space at Lula's Southern Cookhouse. All right, man. So let's get back. We talked about the Royal stuff. Talked about a lot of stuff here first half. We're gonna get into a little bit of Chiefs, a little NBA stuff. But man, what do we think, Chiefs? We were talking a little bit before we went to break. We talked about how the schedule. I liked it a few years ago, 5 to 7 years ago, when they would do the schedule.
Dude, you would love it. You would invite like me over and like
Yes.
get food and shit. And that was
only
like when there was one media league. But now it's like it's like
it's leaked already.
Yeah,
I mean, the opener, or the opening of the season, the Chargers gave up a home game. Which why the Chargers gave up a home game against the Chiefs, because when you go out to LA, it's 75% Chiefs fans. That's 75% red.
Yeah, they have nothing to lose.
So the Chargers thought, you know what, nothing to lose going to Brazil and giving up a home game, because it's a Chiefs home game here if we do it in LA. So we go that first Friday night, we're in Brazil at San Diego, or LA, I call them San Diego, at the Chargers in Brazil. But then they just leaked out. I saw Adam Schefter leak out. Christmas night, man. Christmas night.
That's going to be dope.
7:30 Christmas
That's
night.
going to be – I
Thursday night
love
football,
that shit.
Broncos at the Chiefs. And the Broncos are going to be legit this year, man.
I've told you
they gave
on
us fits
on
last
text.
year, dude. The Broncos gave us fits last
So
year.
our entire division is gotten leaps and bounds better. Everyone has. The Broncos are the team.
Pete Carroll's not going to suck in Vegas, dude. It may take him a couple years.
And he's
to do what he
got
wants to do.
but I mean
He'll build
he
that thing
will with Geno Smith.
Yeah.
They will be much better. Geno Smith is not. He's not gonna light up the stat sheet and throw for 450 and throw for.
No,
but he's very consistent.
Yeah, very capable of beating you. Very capable of beating
and then
you.
they with the running back that they added, they play
Get out of
defense.
Ohio State.
No, Genty from Boise.
Oh, Boise. My bad. My bad. I kept thinking
He went to the Raiders.
Yeah, that's
right. That's right.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like the Raider with Geno Smith and there's no like which before 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you could be like it's a clean sweep, but the Chargers are going to be tough.
Man, you got Sean Payton in Denver. Now you got Pete Carroll, the Raiders. And you got our nemesis over there and Charger land, man.
But you know what though, I will say this. And this obviously it's very early. Way too early, as a lot of people say, for prediction. But I think the Chargers, although offensively, and they took that running back from North Carolina,
right,
who is going to be a stud. And he's one of those running backs that's going to be an every down back. And they signed Najee Harris with that offensive line. Offensively, I think they're going to be so good. But defensively, they took some steps back. Losing Bosa, and Bosa went to the Bills. But defensively,
right.
I think it's going to
take a step back on defense. Yes.
But Denver, dude, they went out and they got some guys, dude.
Greenlaw,
who hurt his leg, he didn't play last year. That sideline incident in the Super Bowl, but was a fucking guy, bro.
Yeah,
was a sideline to sideline guy. Yeah. Then they went and got the safety from San Francisco, who will stick you in a heartbeat.
Who's that
What's his
safety?
name? How do you pronounce his name? You know this.
How do you pronounce it, or what is his name?
What's his name?
How do you pronounce it? This
Halafungu.
Yeah, there you go. That's good.
Halafungu.
But no, that's better than I could pronounce it. Thank you, Theo.
Thanks, Theo.
But an absolute dog.
Yeah.
I mean, he is. But they just added. I mean, and their defense is so good. Their defense, and they had a lot of young kids on that defense. And a pick that I mocked last year was the Bo Nix. But Bo Nix, I've said this.
Dude, Bo Nix is legit, man. The kid's legit.
He throws one of the prettiest deep balls in all of football. I mean, he drops dimes. I mean, you look from. They were trying to run Cortland Sutton out of Denver.
Right.
He can't play. He's this. He's that. Last year, dude, he was a problem, and he beat our number one cornerback a couple times last year.
Yeah, because of his size, man. He was just reaching over McDuffie.
And
McDuffie
it was, I'm not talking shit because Trent's the top 5 cornerback,
right.
but he got the best of Trent.
Right. It wasn't like McDuffie was like, wasn't like he was like beat, like he was like, oh, I'm 5 yards behind him. It was just, he was with him. But when you're with a guy and you got a guy 6'2", 6'3" reaching over you, how tall is Southern?
6'4".
So, okay, so he's 6'4", McDuffie's what, 5'11", 6 foot?
But he was beat. He was like, and he had a couple big catches against him and a touchdown that McDuffie didn't give up. So yes, Denver's coming, Raiders are coming, Chargers are coming.
Christmas night though, you guys, 7:30 Thursday night, Christmas game.
I can't wait.
Broncos at the Chiefs.
That is something.
Woo-wee, man.
Something that I look forward to.
Man,
And
I sent a text when I was in the parking lot when I just pulled up. And I 100%, man. And I was in the parking lot, and I sent out a text to the kids and to Jessica, and I was like, all right, because the kids were always like, what family game are we gonna do this year? I was like, wait till the schedule comes out, and I sent a text out and said, what do you guys think? Christmas night, 7:30, Broncos and Chiefs, and all of them were like, yes. That's what we want to do.
100%, because even families, everyone, the Christmas Day game, which we've done the past couple of years, it sucks for families who go out to the stadium. A lot of people said this, the staff that has to work,
yes,
that has to fill the stadium and has to do all the stuff that has to work, that sucks for them. When you're a player, you have the means to move stuff around.
Yeah.
Have your dinner, have it, but once you're done with your Christmas, like not a lot of, or I've been, known a lot of families do it Christmas night.
Right.
That's a perfect time. You've done all your stuff. You can kind of eat your Christmas meal, get a little siesta in, and then head out to Arrowhead for a Christmas Day night game.
And here's my thing is so you have the home game, right? So the Chiefs will have the short week. They'll play on Thursday, which will suck, but they've done it numerous years before. But you go have that Thursday night game and you do Christmas. So all those guys that will have their families and stuff in town, then you've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the rest of the weekend to really kind of hang out and do the Christmas stuff. So the guys really won't eat a ton of Christmas meal on Christmas Day. I remember some of the guys, they'll eat like a little bit early.
That night they'll celebrate with their family.
But they'll be celebrating Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like celebrating and like eating food and being able to kind of let loose a little bit.
And the other one I told you, and I'm putting money on it, is that a couple guys from NFL Network broke that the Chiefs will play against the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. It'll be 25 years to the date. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. I remember that. Chiefs,
who was our receiver that went wild downfield? Or it was Dale Carter and Michael Irving. That got into it downfield, but we played him on. And remember how big that was for our family?
We played him up pretty even.
But do you remember how big that was for our family?
Yeah.
It was such a, because you just
man.
never do it. So it's 25 years. Obviously,
I don't know. The Chiefs are they going to get a Thanksgiving game and a Christmas game and I can see why they would. I can see why they would do it. And I saw the Eagles are going to open up with the first Thursday night game. Cowboys, man. Cowboys at Philly that first game.
And then the Sunday night's Baltimore, Cincinnati. And
Sunday, Baltimore, Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And then Friday you'll have Chiefs at Chargers in Brazil.
And then Monday night is Dolphins and who is it? Pittsburgh Dolphins?
Who knows? So what we're trying to tell you guys right now is you don't need to tune in Wednesday night to NFL Network. We'll just break the whole schedule right here because stuff's already being leaked by Fox, Peacock, Amazon. They're all starting to leak their games.
Yeah.
This is what's going to suck. Wednesday night, I was telling Jessica we were in Nashville this past weekend, and I said, hey, Wednesday, that's when I kind of like get home, make a good dinner, get in there by 7. And she said the same thing. She goes, you're just going to be mad because half the schedule is going to already be out by the time we sit down to watch it.
Yeah.
I go, I know, but I still want to sit down and watch and see what all the games are. The cool thing is Chiefs have 9 home games this year. It's that rotational thing from the 3 preseason games. And I really thought Clark was going to give up one of our games to go international.
We did that last year.
No, I know, but they've done that a couple years now. You pay for your 9 home games because that's the year you get it. And then next year you get 2 preseason games and you only get the 8 home games. This year we get 1 home preseason game and you get the 9 home regular season.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a tough schedule.
So,
dude,
the schedule.
You got Lions?
You're not,
dude. Lions,
they're
Eagles,
not going.
Commanders.
They're not. Their record will not be what it was last year. It's gonna be a dogfight to get.
Okay,
to win.
here we're sitting here in May right now, right? They're just getting ready to go into mini camp. Let's do this right now for shits and giggles, okay? So let's go ahead and say right now, and I want our production guys and our intern right here, just for shits and giggles. Theo, I want you to take this down. So here we are in May. We're gonna just say there's 17 games. What we think their prediction is gonna be, and then we'll do one more the night of the opening of the season, and then we'll pick at the end just to see who got closest, who was what, and who kind of went down. So for tonight, I'm gonna let Theo go first. What do you think their record's gonna be?
Well, I'm gonna.
And we know you're a Vikings fan, but just go ahead and pick a Chiefs. What do you think the record's going to be this year?
Don't let your quarterback ruin Justin Jefferson, first of all.
18 games, 17 played, or 18 weeks, 17 played. I'm going to go with 12-5.
12-5, okay.
12-5.
Okay. Dylan, what do you think the Chiefs are going to be? And I want you to mark these down.
I'm going to price this right this at 13-4.
13-4. Price is right. I love that, Dylan. Dylan goes to 13-4. He goes
Devin, let's go, Devin.
Devin?
I'm going to go 14-3.
14.
Whoa.
Okay, all right, man. 14. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to set up, I'm going to personally set up, we're going to do some type of nice gift card for like $100, $150 to whoever lands with the deal, whoever wins. So mark it down. We've got 14-3, 13-4, 12-5. Jamie, my little brother, my little guru, where you got him at? What are you thinking?
11 wins. 11 wins, don't win the division.
Smart man. Take the under.
You guys heard it here first.
Take the under.
Jamie's saying 11-6,
Washed.
we don't win the division.
Broncos win the division.
Washed.
Broncos win the division.
He says Broncos are going to win the division.
Believe that.
Yeah, I'll put money on that. The Broncos win the division.
So what we probably need to do is you and I need to off air probably put a pretty little hefty wager down. I'll take the Chiefs for the division. You take the Broncos. We'll figure out what that's going to look like. You know what we'll just do it now. You take the Broncos. You're predicting the Broncos to be the division winners. We'll bet dinner at Ocean Prime. Whoever loses buys dinner.
Yeah, bet.
Deal. I got Chiefs winning the division again.
So 11. I think 11.
You think 11?
Yeah. It'll be
Hold on, man. I gotta get my prediction, man. You can't get my prediction here.
fucking 17-0 probably.
Well,
16-1.
They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose a few. I'm gonna go with 14-3. 14-3 is where I think they're gonna be. I think 14-3.
What differentiates you and Devin?
We'll have to pick total points. I don't know. We'll think something. We'll flip a coin. Or you know what? We'll split it. Who knows? I don't know. But so just mark down what we said on what we've got going on with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the schedule drop comes out on Wednesday. So we'll take a look at that. We'll talk a little bit about that next week to kind of break down the schedule a little bit. Well, no, we won't. It'll be a little bit later. We have plenty of time to do that.
But I will say this: they will have. I've said this. They've got to get younger. They've got to get faster. They've. It seems like they've plugged those holes to do that, and what they're attempting to do. But the big thing to me, and I will say this about their number one pick. The last 2 years, for whatever reason, they haven't participated in minicamp, whether it's to protect an injury from the previous year or how that's worked out.
Right.
But the big kid from Iowa State was a full participant and was working in every individual drill.
Iowa State left tackle, right?
The Ohio State, our number one pick. Yes.
Our number one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I said Iowa State. I meant
who was the other kid that we got, the undrafted free agent? And I'll get right back to that. There was the undrafted free agent from Oklahoma State, offensive tackle that we picked up that they said looked really good during the rookie minicamp. But so you're saying Josh Simmons played during the whole minicamp?
So they have, in the last 2 years, they have protected those kids.
Right.
Can't participate.
Did he not participate last year in the minicamp?
No, remember he got hurt early with it. He got
it was a hamstring or something he had earlier.
Super cautious.
Yeah. Right.
This is a kid that's coming off a major injury that participated in individual drills,
right? Team
drills. And if you go back and listen to Coach Reed and his excitement about that situation, got me excited. They protect those kids. Kid gloves, whatever you want to say, nursing a hammy, but he did everything. So maybe they're showing cards of like, this is what he's doing, but he did. And if Mr. Simmons, I call him Mr. Simmons, because a dude that big and that bad protecting the franchise.
Hey, listen,
Is that good?
St. John called it a couple days. He called a couple weeks ago being on the show. What did he say? He goes, if we got that right, if we got the Josh Simmons thing right, that kid can project in the next 8-9 years.
But no, and that's of course, we all know that and appreciate SSJ's call. But this year, so many people, including myself, said it's a pick for next year.
Right.
And if you solidify it, I'm okay with taking a pass on a guy that if you get it right for next year and he is your left tackle, but if he is your tackle this year,
From
your
day
left
one?
tackle. That's a
And you stole him at 32 and got an extra 5th round
yeah.
draft.
And but what ties more into this, where I'm going with this, is that's a big thing. But so you have, once again, once the draft is done, it's completed, a lot of people said it wasn't the injury, it was the kid. And they said all he cares about is pass blocking and game days.
Right.
Okay, that's the big thing that came out from guys who research this, who have guys within programs, this and that. It's like, fucking pass blocker, none better. He's top 5. Game day, ready to play. Look at the guy I'm wearing on my shirt. Theo, who is that?
It's the greatest to ever do it.
AI. And Allen Iverson.
Dream.
Yeah. And so one of the most iconic takes from which I kind of works, I knew we were going to get this. AI, iconic rant. You're talking about practice? Like, you're talking about practice.
Right.
Like, the game, not the game that I go and die and play for, but practice.
Yeah, man.
He goes,
you got practice.
Right. But I'll tell you what, for me, being a fan, not in the organization, if he lines up on Sundays and is a dog, I don't give a fuck if he practices.
Yeah.
If he gets there on I'm saying, and he'll grow and mature. But I'm saying, if it's not a guy that has tremendous practice habits, you can have the best practice habits and the best, but if you don't produce, but if he's out there on Sundays and he's not allowing pressures or sacks, and he's just a guy that suits up on practice on Thursday and is ready, because he's a generational Jonathan Ogden, Anthony Munoz type tackle, I'm okay with that.
For sure, absolutely.
I'm okay with that.
Man.
I'm okay with that.
I don't think anybody would disagree with you.
But what I'm saying is, with him participating in all this, it's not about the knee. It's more, a lot of teams are like, but if anyone can get him right, just like there's certain guys that
Coach Reed, man.
Yeah.
It's Coach Reed.
Exactly.
It's Coach Reed. I'm telling you guys right now, and I don't know anything. I don't claim to know anything. I just have a feel inside of just when you just hear just like things going on. That loss to Philadelphia in the Super Bowl, it wasn't
a loss.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't just about a loss. It was about the way they got beat. And if you remember, there was a moment at the very end of the game when Mahomes went to guys one by one and was basically kind of apologizing, being like, "Hey, like I didn't have my best game out here," but he looked everybody in the eye and was like, hang on to this one. Remember what this one felt like, because they know they got their ass kicked. They know they did. But I just think the stuff you hear, the guys you see working and stuff, I'm dying to get to August and get to training camp to see those guys out there, because I just think you're going to see a rejuvenated.
And that's what you would expect, bro. But once again, it's local people talking about, but national people talking about, and the kid from SMU, and then once again, this is just
Sean Smith.
No.
Sean Smith, the running back, right, from SMU.
No, our wide receiver.
Oh, Rasheed Rice. He's on Rasheed Rice.
No, our draft pick.
He's not the running backs from SMU.
Where's
the receivers from Utah State?
Oh yeah. Sorry,
Utah State.
But Royals, that it was like, holy shit, he's going to force his way into day one.
Yes.
Being on the field. But they say it reminds him a lot of She.
Yes.
A lot of
so
She.
if you go with Rasheed and Royals in the slot, and you got Xavier, and you got Marquise Brown on the outside,
Hollywood,
and you got Travis, and you got dudes coming out of the backfield. Come on, man. If you protect 15,
it'll be interesting to see. But once again, this is like national people that were talking about this on NFL Network about how sharp he looked, Royals, how sharp he looked in this. So the next thing, once you get no one makes a team in shorts and a helmet.
No,
but
man.
you'll see it when you get.
What our boy man, so rest in peace. What our boy Red Dog used to say? You ain't making the club in the tub.
No, it ain't working the club in the tub. No,
You ain't making the club in the
but
tub.
it'll
You
be
don't make it
interesting
shorts and helmet
once
either.
pads get on.
Right.
If you get 2 or 3 guys from this draft class that contribute, if it's Simmons, if it's Royals, and you get either the linebacker or the corner that contribute,
Right.
or the two linemen they got. But everyone said they got drastically more athletic and faster on the defensive side of the ball. So it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun to see how it shapes up and the schedule release and the games that we have, because it's going to be it's such a hard schedule.
It's gonna be another fun season, man. Another great year at Arrowhead. One Arrowhead Drive, man. We can't wait. But we don't have a ton of time left today. But let's talk a little bit more. Not a little bit more, but let's dive into. I'm not the huge. I watch NBA when it comes to playoff time. Like now's my time when I start sitting watching all the games. You watch religiously throughout the year because you're a Lakers guy. What are you, Theo? You're a huge NBA guy, man. You got to chime in here, brother. What are you guys thinking where the playoffs are now? Who do you guys see advancing? Who do you think is going to be in the finals?
Wolves.
Wow.
So Theo,
Before you get started, hey, what the Wolves do to the Lakers?
It was always Wolves in 5.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay.
So no, and with that being said, I was like, I mean.
Is it time for LeBron to move on from the Lakers?
No. It's just it's kind of like, I will say this, kind of like what we just went through with Kansas basketball. They got to get a little bit more athletic. They didn't go get a big that plays with Luka like that. It's a work, and there's all kinds of crazy rumors floating. But I will say this. You stole the best player, one of the top 3-4 best players in the world in Luka, but I didn't watch him nightly. Like I watched once he came over, I watched him nightly.
Right, of course.
Luka is fat like me. He does not. He just rumbles down the court, and he could be so much better. The guy scores 28. He's a night being that, but
Is
if
he as good as the Joker?
No.
No.
well, they're obviously
Luka's not as good as the Joker?
no, because Joker's he's 6'2".
Joker's
7'2".
Yeah. Joker's legit, man.
But
Nuggets,
but
Christian
but,
Braun.
but Luka, there's nobody in the NBA that changes the pace and changes how he plays. But if he loses 15 to 20 pounds, he is a top 2 or 3 player in the NBA. I don't care if he's 7 foot, 5'11". He is that guy.
How tall is Luka?
He's what's his metric? But
6'9",
so
6'10"?
you never, if he loses, what I'm saying, if he loses 15 pounds, Theo,
He's
you don't have
25, he's
to
25,
you don't have to
right?
worry about his knees because he's not a bouncy guy.
He's 25, right?
26.
26?
26, and he's 6'6". I agree.
Oh,
agree
Luka's
with
only
Jude.
6'6"?
He's 6'6".
Oh,
I
shut
agree
up.
with Jude. If he lost 15 pounds,
He's
it's
Are
not
you
even
talking
2 or
about
3.
Jamie or Luka?
He's 1.
Are you talking about Jamie or Luka?
Both, maybe.
yeah. Oh, but what I'm
Luka's number 1 in the league, and it's not even close.
yeah. So
I think you're saying
Sorry,
Jamie-
number 2.
I think you're saying
Anthony
Jamie
Edwards
loses-
is Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
Is number
I
1.
thought you were saying if Jamie loses 15, he could be the host. That's
Yeah.
not.
But with that being said, the NBA is so good right now. It is so good. And I'm an NHL guy. We won't have time to get to the NHL,
No.
but right now,
What about
I will
Boston-
say this. I will say
Boston the
this.
Knicks?
I will say this for you, Theo, for you guys. If you guys right now, the best series you can lock onto, I'm gonna give y'all a pre-roll. But tomorrow night, lock into Florida, and Toronto. It's an unbelievable series. And
NHL,
just sit there.
Florida,
Yeah.
Toronto starts tomorrow?
Yeah, no, it's 2-2.
2-2 right now?
Yeah.
Oh,
So okay,
got a
it's
day
Wednesday
off.
night.
They
It's
got a
Wednesday.
day off. Yep, so
But
Wednesday
it
night.
is so they ended last night with this huge collision, and everyone drops gloves. It's 2-2. It's so nasty right now, but it's the best playoff matchup
man.
in all of sports.
Playoffs NHL, playoffs NBA. There's nothing
But
like it.
so you see Matthew Tkachuk, or you see Matthew like chirping into Toronto, and in the NHL, their benches right next to each other.
Yeah.
So he's leaning over, saying, "I'm coming after you." Telling Nylander and telling Domi, "I'm coming after you tomorrow night," and he's smiling. He's like, "I'm coming for you." So it is so nasty and so good.
So it's Wednesday night.
Wednesday night. Yep,
Wednesday
game
night.
5.
Florida,
I'm just
Toronto.
telling you guys.
Game
You guys.
5, Florida,
Yeah.
Toronto.
Toronto.
Love it.
In Toronto.
No, I love hockey. I don't know if y'all know or not, but I grew up playing hockey, so playoff hockey is my shit.
Nice. I love it.
I love it.
Have you been following that series?
I haven't. I'm bad about it. I usually tune in during the playoffs though, so this is a good reminder. I'm gonna check it out.
So I'm
'cause
telling you,
I love
that
it.
series is the one that is so heated right now. A lot of them get heated, but this is you can feel the aggression. You can feel it's like both benches are chirping at each other during the game. The coaches are chirping at each other during the game. It's just only going to get better and better. But
I
but
love
yeah,
it. We were in Nashville this weekend, and that Bridgestone Arena where the
Predators.
the Predators play. Dude, what a dope arena that is, man.
It's gonna be awesome. So I'll say this back to the NBA. Sorry to get sidetracked there. I hope it's Minnesota and the Knicks. I hope it's Minnesota and the Knicks.
Minnesota and the Knicks. How crazy would that be, man?
I think that there's so many storylines. It'd be so cool. And I love Ant-Man.
Can the Knicks finish off Boston?
Yes. Jamie says no. I say
I
yes.
don't know.
Jason Tatum's a dog. He's tired of people talking about him, calling him soft, saying he can't.
I don't know if he has that. I don't know if he has that OG killer instinct in him. But we'll
don't,
see.
man.
We'll
He
see.
don't.
But back to
Joe Mazzulla
Ant-Man.
can't coach.
So
Ant-Man, what's he doing? What's he averaging right now in the playoffs, Theo?
He has been a little slow so far in this series against the Warriors. But game 3, he had a great second half. Game 1 and 2 at home, we split. Didn't play as well. But in that first series against the Lakers, he was dominating.
Oh God.
That first
Because
series,
they didn't have an answer for him, did they?
they did not. That first series against the
so-
Lakers, he was dominating.
You know, and so when we were playing, because I love him so much, he's my one of my top 2 or 3 favorite players in the NBA. And bro, he's in like some sweats and like he's got a couple screw, and he's taking a victory lap essentially around crypto, and he is just talking shit. He was like, y'all said Lakers this. He's like, we were up. He goes, then
Superman, Batman, Ant-Man, Wolves in 5.
oh my God. He was, and he told he told LeBron, he's like, he wanted to take his old ass out. He's like, I mean, he's entertainment.
I saw him on a show, and they were talking to him about when he was getting physical and he was banging with LeBron. And I love the fact that he was like, man, I love LeBron. And when we were on the Team USA, he's like, LeBron took me on the wing, and he said LeBron was the one that took me to the side. Not that he needed that, but how cool it was when LeBron was like, dog, like you're that dude, like you're that dog to take the baton and like go here.
Yeah.
And he said, so he had a lot of love and respect, but like you said, you gotta take that top dog down to want to be that
it'll
guy.
be great. So before we sign off, it's the end of an era. If you ever watch TNT, the production, everything, it's so sad it's going away.
TNT's going away?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's going away.
Wow, hate that, man.
No,
Hate
it's going
that.
away. It sucks. It was the best production of NFL
Yeah.
baseball. It was so good.
Barkley
Those guys were
and
so
Shaq on TNT
so
was
too.
great.
But NBC is getting the back, and so everyone's just been promoting that dun 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 dun. But we grew up with Jordan in those games and on NBC when Costas was calling it. But it'll be great. But no, it's gonna be a wild ride. Both NHL. We got a lot of stuff come back.
Yeah,
can't
man.
wait for Ochai. B-Star.
Ochai, Brady, we got Royals, man. We'll see what the Royals series does this week. Chiefs schedule drop on Wednesday, man. So where
It's already dropped, man.
I know,
Quit saying that.
For most of it's already dropped. But anyway, they'll drop the whole thing on Wednesday. We'll have the next couple weeks episodes with Brady Morningstar. We'll be bringing on Ochai Abaji from the Toronto Raptors, KU legend, man, and that 2022 national championship. And we got a lot more in store for you this summer. Again, go to our merch shop, man. Love you, bro. You got the hats, the hoodies, the crew neck sweatshirts, and t-shirts. Dude, rock some of this stuff this summer. We're going to come out with more colors. Again, man, follow us on all the stuff. YouTube page, subscribe. Bro, a lot of stuff going on, man. Hey, great job on booking a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Getting
man.
guys booked. And, man, KUMU, be looking forward for that.
Can't wait.
Hey, next week, Ochai.
Bart
and
Scott,
Brady.
can't wait.
Yep, Ochai and Brady. We'll see you guys next week. We're out.